Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're playing this game again. This weird ass game. A sea monster? Oh no. Not the sea monsters. What's that? Tire tracks leading onto the roof. Don't get mayonnaise on the measuring tape? Oh. Better. Wait, this is a bookstore. We've been here, right? Let's run. What is everybody doing over there? Sick. Unions are a scam. Greh. It says greh. Run. Wait, wasn't there a way to see? Oh, we can like level up, can't we? Maybe. I don't know how it works. Level up. Yeah, we can level up. Hey there, RD. What's up? But what do we level up? Understand creativity, so art in the world. Play the actor, lie, and detect lies. Nothing much, just on painting the mast. The mast of your boat. Hold yourself together, keep your morale up. Hunches and gut feeling, dreams in waking life. Understand others, work your mirror neurons. Yes, the aft mast for the flag on the boat. Nice. Intimidate the public, assert yourself. Connect to station 41, understand cop culture. Charm men and women, play the puppet master. I wanna level that up. Yes, we're the puppet master. What's up with you? Not much, not much. Kinda have a belly ache right now.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
It's the warmth of a winter's night, Grandma.
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray, like lead.
Like lead. Oh no.
No, this one is a monster in disguise.
A monster in disguise?
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
If you say so. Can I go behind here? I wanna run! I can't run. What's over here? I was like looking what my objective was, because I don't remember. Oh wait, I got bolt cutters from the car, and then we needed that. I remember. We need to go back to the place and open that thing. There. Wasn't there a button to like see all interactive things in the area? I just don't remember what it was.
This trash container is locked.
Legendary.
The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna like tap. Uh-oh, step. How do I use my tools?
This trash container is locked.
So
The sliding lid has a
I'm
padlock
only
that says,
slightly better
whirling
at
in
17. That's not gonna help me. Can't I just use my tool? I'm not telling us you're streaming. You guys should pay attention, Patty One. How dare you? She did tweet. Yeah, I tweeted and Facebooked it.
inconspicuous pile of the roofing material Eternite. Because it's nice and
Keep
ordinary.
damaging my morale. What is this stupid game? What happens if I fuck up my
No.
morale?
There's more to this. You get this strange feeling. Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. An inconspicuous pile.
I suggest we start with better stats, June. No. Why would you want me to restart? We have to do the entire thing we did last time again, and then it'll just end the stream at the same point.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock. This trash container is locked. Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid. But what is this? Your triceps ache for the metal to bend, but it resists. This calls for a potent curse to help break its resistance. Utter the power words.
The fuck kind of metal is
The
this?
quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough.
He's enjoying your little failure. He finds it amusing. He's reveling in sweaty rage on your face. There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it like a moron, huffing and puffing. Clearly the technique is wrong, but nothing else comes to mind.
Let's ask the manager for the key.
I
This is
learned my
clearly
lesson
not-
from kicking things. It's just gonna destroy my morale or my health, and I'm gonna just die. I don't... Guys, I'm kind of locked. I have no clue what I'm supposed to do right now. Find smokes and smoke them, I guess. June deleted my post. I did not. The story of the game is so good. I guess. I don't know what's going on though. June is still late to delete post. Who did it then? What post are you talking about, dude? Are you posting things about against Twitch rules? I don't know what you're talking about, man. There's like no posts. I cannot see any of your posts. You're like, no camp today, question mark? And then you like, lol, June deleted my post. I do not see any posts from you. I hear something, June. Pay attention. First, I don't know how to get there!
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else
Cindy
do you
the
want to
fucking
know?
Skull?
Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
We just need to know your
And
name,
here
little lady.
I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
She's grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity to challenge authority in other ways.
What are you doing to the... You keep looking up on the side.
Lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That Ozon whore. Someone's got to keep an eye on
That
her.
Ozon whore. Who is she?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Hey, I'm good at being wacky, alright?
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon.
Okay.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit.
I doubt that.
I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Wacky's what we do best. Let's go. Let's go. You don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home, and Mona was here.
Who's Mona?
We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so...
Mona.
She wants it to be something true and total.
I have an opinion on this. Wanna hear it?
Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna have to stop you. This is hooliganism. Actually, I don't have any opinion. I lied. I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing. Tree. Actually, I don't have an opinion. I lied. Do I have an opinion on this? I love public art, man. Just keep on doing. I mean, she's like up there. I'm gonna like hurt my own morale again.
Lying is cool, I guess. I ain't no snitch.
I ain't no
Pigstein.
snipes,
Go
Pigstein.
forth and forage in someone else's shit.
Yeah, picture answer
No
patty
shortage of
on.
squealers
What's the
in
lamest
these
one
parts.
this far?
Actually,
You never
there is
win
a
with women.
shortage of
I
people
would
who
have won
put
with
in
her.
their
I just went for
talent
your
before you
answer.
do
You will never win with women.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. Watch your back, ungulate. You
No, I suck at this. Then let me do my thing. We'll get the fuck with a lady at one point.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What does the L stand for?
Leighton, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of an oversized raincoat. What is that? I'm a little foggy.
I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia, the police.
You wanna have a doggy treat? You wanna have a doggy treat then, huh? Here, on your knees. There you go. Good boy. Girl. What gave us away? Shake your hand. Don't shake your hands. What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
This Pikaman Sora.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk?
I'm not a drunk. I'm a police
Of
officer.
course you're not. It was only a joke.
Wow. Shake her hands.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. Seems relieved.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
Okay, time to
That
get
is
goofy.
good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting.
How interesting.
I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Oh, why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
What lustrous hair.
A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style. While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry. Wealth
Oh,
in all
natural.
its
I am all
possibilities.
natural. From my breast to my hair.
Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, my underwear does feel uncomfortable. Oh, it's kind of itchy.
You're poor. Poor as balls.
Poor as
You
balls.
can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Ashamed? I'm not ashamed. What is this feeling? I never felt it before. I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough. As I should be, for even considering it is woman and I'm a man. As I should be, for even considering it. This is a woman and I'm a man. I'm a man!
Yes. You should be able to take care of yourself. Not grovel at her beautiful feet, dishonoring yourself and your organization with this request. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Alright, we won't. You're in a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Not a lot of people on boats here, huh? Do you have a license for this boat? Not a lot of people on boats here,
there
are
are.
there? Huh?
We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
What do you mean, archipelago?
I mean, we are on Lakayu, are we not?
Kylio? I thought we were in Ravagal.
We are, and the city of Revachol is on the island of Lakayu.
Ah, still, I haven't seen anyone sail on a boat around
I
here.
haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Whoa.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Ravachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
Can I see your license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two
Pleasure craft
incident
operator.
regattas. Even finished once.
She is also a highly qualified pleasure craft operator. True. Still need to see a license, ma'am.
Actually, you don't.
What do you mean?
The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little known fact among us law officials.
How exactly little known in this fact? More like the Anarchy Act, in my opinion. More like an Anarchy
No need
Act.
to politicize this. You may still ask for the lady's passport.
You need to save face if you want her respect. Demand that passport.
Yes, I'm going to need to see the passports. She doesn't have a license or a passport. Look at her
The
passport.
woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seagent.
Look at the
The
photo.
woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you. Face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
Your name is Rejoice? You told me your
Yes,
name was Joyce.
But please don't call me that.
Why?
Joyce is much more efficient.
She doesn't like it. Probably a bad memory. Mean girls at school or some ancient lover.
We have some information about her, about Rejoice.
My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when traveling.
Everything appears to be in order, ma'am.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
A sloop. Is that how
The
RD
word
calls his
it
boat?
feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name. A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
Cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about the sleek... How about Dolores? I love Dolores.
Why Dolores?
I just like the name for some reason. I don't know. Feels pretty. I just like the name for some reason.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
Wow.
It's a pleasure craft.
A pleasure
19
craft,
pacer.
huh?
It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like
I
it?
do. I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying
It's really
this
out
part of the
talking you.
interview.
Shut up.
It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they
The
do?
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See
Are
those
your
airships
internal
there,
anger
blinking?
towards your racing?
Those are the
Yes.
shipping side of
R.
things.
It's R. It R.
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year the company booked more than 20 billion real.
Billion real. We're gonna be rich, boys.
A billion?
Encyclopedia failure. What exactly is a billion? That's it. I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time. Let's do the billion first. What is a billion?
It's a number, officer. A big one.
What is it made of?
It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands.
Wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Where did it get all these billions from, huh?
It started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Easterlers 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Why does such a huge system want to
You
replace
mean
with
aside
this?
from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
You don't keep it moving. The workers do.
We built this district. All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP. Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines
Are you
built
phoning?
it as a
I'm not a
resort
phony.
for its
You're a
Revacholian
phony.
employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
I mean, on the phone. No, my phone is over here.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Why you get 5 XP? I don't know. Cause I'm good. I'm good like that.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies
Wasn't
Act of
74,
Trade in
now it's
Elements
28.
that
Is
gives
it
you the
rational?
right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? I will slay it. No, not the octopus.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk.
I'm not
I
able to
relay
do the
union's
what kind of
demands to
post now?
Wild Pines and
Mo?
return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
2-meter 20.
What can
That's a
I say?
big one.
The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, there are leaflets everywhere and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie poster. Has over-aggressive commie
In its
posturing.
defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
What does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
The workers can't be kings. The king is king. That's pretty funny, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one
The
whose
bowyer?
very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool. That's kind of cool.
Yes. Extremely. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Tell me about this union boss.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, It's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
It can't be that bad.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There are two of them.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except that he has a lazy foot. Okay, so Edgar is the one with the lazy eye. We need to remember that.
It's how they
Perhaps.
circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What was that?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say.
Yeah, I can quick.
Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The
Probably
brothers
bad.
Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Basically a socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However, I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Ever. Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected
Not
foul
because of
play,
fast tune.
but
You can
what did they
listen to
do?
her too.
It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is...
What do you mean the
these
answers that
kinds
I
of
get?
things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
Ooh, 42. What can you tell me about this
Quite a few
lynching?
things, I'm afraid.
Billionaires, I know.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi, from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41.
I hear another
I'm afraid he
boat.
doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My last batch is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible after a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world. I could have eaten it all for I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Yes. Yes. Wacky June, wackier. Yeah, but this is like literally the not the wacky answer. This is literally just being honest about it. I was drunk, okay? That's like the honest answer.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge, though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madam. Rejoice.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, brother. The what? Sounds like my stomach is growling.
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
House.
The vows are blood and flesh. Lower intestine. The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
What is fascism, though?
Many things, but it's mostly
Muesli?
about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachot's problems?
Leftist academicians, liberals. I thought you were my circulatory system.
Quit stalling, Bruta.
Bruder.
We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link.
The weak link. The liberals?
Yes, them. But also, women.
Women?
Women.
Women.
Men of wood. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this
I
world.
hate women.
Women need to go back to the fucking kitchen.
The women need to go back to the fucking kitchen. What does this have to do with fascism? Now we're like sexism?
That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that women need to know their place.
Am I having some kind of stomach seizure?
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why am I getting this?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Fascism sounds so bad though. What if we called it something else, like traditionalism?
Okay, yes, let's call it that. Good thinking.
Go stream in the kitchen, apparently.
You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to be played by an upset stomach. I will keep my vows for the views, for the cloud. Yeah.
For the nation, smart. Best not to mention the woo men too often. That's why you're the head and I am the stomach. Of course you are, Bruta. Of course.
Pat your stomach. Finish the thought.
Hobocop.
Hobocop.
Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon. Then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last.
Reveals extra special collector's edition tar bottles on the map. More money from selling tar. A learning cap for shivers wasted. Sure. I am Hobocop now.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Really? I thought it was going so well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
What do you propose that we don't investigate? What do you propose that we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
Alright.
It would not hurt if you tried more in the future, yes. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Yeah, that's true.
You're back.
The last time I talked to the
Good.
police,
What can I
I
help
lost
you
like
with?
so much morale. It's not even funny. No, my thing is back to 17.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using
I blame
Terran
you,
food to
Officer
smuggle raw ingredients from the
God.
Samaran Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dockworkers Union. Still. Every chain has its weak link.
Am I going to need bolt cutters for this?
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
You'll be indebted to her, in a way. But one step ahead of the Union in another.
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you're saying the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
June, you've experimented with drugs? No, I'm clean.